Make America great again. Let's do it.
As I'm sure you guys have heard by now, Joe Rogan has formally endorsed Donald Trump. And if you ask me, this is the most important, or better yet, the most influential endorsement of this entire election, maybe outside of RFK Jr. and Elon Musk. Those were very big endorsements, but we know that all of the celebrities have been coming out and endorsing Kamala. That's no surprise to us, but even though some of these celebrities have massive fan bases and maybe they do have the power to sway a few minds, I think that people would be more likely to take Joe Rogan's endorsement into consideration as opposed to someone like Beyonce or Cardi B or something along those lines, because Beyonce, Cardi B, these random rappers and singers that are endorsing Kamala, they don't know anything about politics. They don't thrive in the world of politics. They make music. And sure, I know that uninformed idiots will follow up with them, but Joe Rogan, he has the biggest podcast in the world. And he's not a conservative guy at all. As you know, he dabbles in politics. He talks about current events. He talks about a little bit of everything with some of the brightest minds on earth, with some of the most influential people on earth. And I'm talking about people from all types of political backgrounds. Hell, the other day, he had John Fetterman on. So, I think that Joe Rogan is in this special little pocket to where he's much different than your average celebrity. He's not offering you a music video or a song every now and then. You're not going to see him on the latest movie or, TV show. No, you get to really sit down and hear these fleshed out conversations on almost a daily basis that Joe Rogan is having with some of, like I said, the most important people on planet Earth. Therefore, I just feel like his endorsement means so much more than just your average rapper or singer that doesn't even know what they're talking about. And the fact that Joe Rogan has been so hesitant to endorse Trump, I think that will actually work out in Trump's favor with this endorsement as well, because it's not like Joe Rogan just automatically threw his weight behind Trump. This is kind of like, it was a very long process for Joe Rogan to get here. And I think that some people will appreciate that. It's not like he's just some random, uninformed celebrity that endorsed Donald Trump for a quick paycheck. But Donald Trump himself was actually on stage at one of his rallies when Joe Rogan made this announcement, and Donald Trump got the news while he was on stage. Here's what he had to say about it.
Oh, wow. I have some more big news, Megan. I'm just getting this right now. So somebody that's very, very respected asked me to do his show 2 weeks ago, and I said, why not? And to me, it's very big because he's the biggest there is, I guess, in that world by far. Somebody said the biggest beyond anybody in a long time. And his name is Joe Rogan, and he's never done this before. And it just came over the wires that Joe Rogan just endorsed me. Is that right? Thank you, Joe. That's so nice. And he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that stuff. And he tends to be a little bit more liberal than some of the people in this room. No, I had a lot of fun, and he was amazing, and it was a 3-hour interview. In fact, I was 2 hours late for a rally that we had. I had explained that a little bit, and it was cold out that night. We flew, but we had to make it. We were more than 2 hours late, and they understood. I said, I just was interviewed by a very interesting guy, and he just kept going on. They called it a long form, and it could have gone a lot longer, but he was great. And he's not a person that does endorsements, but he did an endorsement. So I just want to thank Joe Rogan. That's fantastic.
So yeah, folks, I'll be the first person to tell you that you shouldn't vote based on how some famous person is voting or based on how some famous person tells you to vote or who they endorse. But I just found this very interesting on a whole different level, because I think that, here we are with Joe Rogan endorsing Donald Trump. This is something that Joe Rogan did not do in 2016. This is something that Joe Rogan did not do in 2020. Yet here we are today, he's endorsing Donald Trump. I think that kind of says a lot, and I think that there's a lot of people that are in the same boat. That maybe, hey, they weren't gung-ho about Trump in 2016. Maybe they wanted to test the waters in 2020, but now they've come back to Trump. You know what I mean? I think there are a lot of people like Joe Rogan who, maybe they bought into some of what the media was saying. Maybe they just weren't the biggest Trump fans, and that's okay. But after having 4 years of Trump and after being under 4 years of Kamala Harris, I think we can all, those of us who are honest, we can acknowledge, which 4 years were better, right? So I think that Rogan endorsing Trump is just a perfect example of what a lot of people are going through this election cycle. I think a lot of people are kind of like Rogan. Maybe they were hesitant, but hey, here we are now. And yeah, you're damn sure going to pull or pick Trump over Kamala. But hey, you let me know what you think down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. And if you find yourself getting too worked up over all of this, remember, it's just political cinema.